It's been a crazy couple of months, really, studying and practicing and preparing. Uh, I'm on the verge of another major monumental life shift. I tend not to do things easily and have several things going on. So I will be moving from this glorious place in Chicago to temporarily stay in Maryland. But I had my audition today for Paris College of Music, and I was terrified, my knees shaking the whole time, but my interviewers were wonderful, and I did it. I successfully passed my audition and my interview, and this September, late August, I will be moving to Paris. So to understand why this shift is happening, this change is happening, it's important to go back to my childhood. I would tell my mother as a little girl that I was going to be famous and live in Paris, and she could come live in my basement. It was going to be a very, very nice basement. But I didn't know then, as I know now, that music was in my DNA. My mother played piano for Sunday school. Her mother played organ and was a bit of a local celebrity in Washington, D.C. When the gospel artists would come to town, they would request her often to play for them. My mother's older brother, was best friends with the lead singer of the Soul Stirrers, Sam Cooke, so back in the 40s and 50s. My cousin, Doc Gibbs, has led the Doc Gibbs Band for decades. So that gift has come to me as a teen. Before I was even a teenager, actually, I was teaching myself to play guitar. I was writing and winning writing contests. I was in the Maryland State Choir and auditioning for school plays and getting little bit parts. But always working towards that goal of getting to Paris, being a famous entertainer, and moving my mother into that basement. Unfortunately, a lot of this was happening while there was a lot of abuse going on as well. And at 16, my life took a very dark turn, and I found myself on my own. In foster homes and group homes, I was able to finish school and get myself an education, but I allowed my dreams to die. And always under the surface, but for over 30 years, it was always there. But I got a lot of healing, came through a lot of pain on the bright side of life, thanks to my faith. God is very real to me, and he became even more real during some of the challenges that I experienced over those 30 years, not just from people, but from myself. When people damage your soul and reject you in a way that's so complete and painful, it's easy to turn that on yourself and reject yourself and feel like you were the cause of that, especially as a child. There's no frame of reference in any of us for pain and rejection. We're meant to be loved. We are. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. So I had to learn that for myself, but over the last 30 years, I have matured, come to understand my value and my worth, and in that time, the dream has also come back to life. So about 4 years ago, I was on vacation in Jamaica, and I was hijacked by 4 flight attendants and not kicking and screaming, I was having fun. But we went to a karaoke bar, and for my first time, I sung Melissa Etheridge. This is my first time ever doing karaoke as an adult. And from the first note, people stopped and started looking. And then I got to the chorus, and I completely screwed it up, and everybody went back to doing whatever they were doing and ignoring me. But when I got home, I began to think, well, if I could do that with no practice, no training, maybe there's something here. So I went online and I found an amazing jazz vocal teacher named Elaine Dane, who's a local jazz singer here in Chicago. She has summer internships at Winters Jazz Club, which is one of the best jazz clubs in the country. So she was my first teacher, and I was practicing and taking it seriously and taking it to heart, and I was improving very quickly. So I made the jump to start going to jam sessions. I didn't know anybody. I just walked in and said, I'm a singer, I'd like to sing. Knees knocking the whole time. First couple of times I went, I stared at the piano player the whole time. I didn't even look at who was in the audience. But over a 3-year period, I did that more and more. I got some teachers during the pandemic. One of the benefits of that is that things that you might not have had access to because of not being in proximity to them, you could now get through Zoom and the improving technology like that. So I was able to get access to a couple of vocal teachers that previously I might not have had, and I also improved a bit more that way. Some of the folks that I met as a result of that, I decided that I wanted to make it more than a hobby. So a year ago, I sold my house in Schaumburg, Illinois, and moved to downtown Chicago so I could be closer to the jazz clubs and my teachers and experience more of the jazz culture here. And it's been amazing. I've met folks that have played with Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Chet Baker, Dennis Luxian, the piano player here who played with Chet Baker, plays for Bloom School of Jazz that I've gone to for 2 courses now. And just amazing people. My mentor, Robin Watson, has sung for President Bush Sr. and Elizabeth Taylor at her, I think her last wedding. She probably stopped counting, I don't know, but one of her weddings, Robin Watson sang at. So I've had amazing people surrounding me, and as I've grown in my presentation, I've seen people's faces as I sing, comments that they made have been very, very encouraging. So I've come to another phase, ready to jump another phase. So if I could do this as more than a hobby, maybe I can do this for real. And praying the whole time, the whole way. If it's your door, God, open it. If it's not your door, shut it tight, right? Because we don't want to walk through anything that God's not going to bless. That's just inviting nightmares. But I ended up having my first professional gig last October, just about 6 months ago now, and we did pretty good. For the first gig, it was alright. I had stuff I need to work on, and I've been working on those things. And I actually have another gig coming up in a couple of weeks, and looking to do some smaller things, just myself and a guitarist friend of mine. But I know that I'm getting better. And so I threw out the fleece and I applied to Paris School of Music. Because one of the things that I realize is as I grow vocally, the holes technically are showing up, right? The pitchiness and not being able to sight read and being able to determine my own keys and being a contralto with a high C, that's a huge range. And I need the ability to be able to flow throughout all of those scales and those ranges so that I can be the best singer that I can be. And I need schooling to do that. Because that will give me also the ability to write my own songs. A lot of songs are not in my key. Being a contralto, I'll be able to do my own transpositions and know that they're correct. But beyond that, being able to take your gift and understand your purpose in life. I know my purpose in life. Through those 30 years, I know my purpose is to bring joy and peace to others and comfort to them using the comfort that I have received through music and writing and talking and speeches that I've heard and sermons that I've heard. I know that's my raison d'etre. And to be able to marry that with high technical efficiency, and then take all that and propel it with that purpose, your girl's gonna be unstoppable. Let me tell you, if you are able to do that, take your passion and use it to propel your giftings with a technical ability. Make no doubt, gifts are, everybody's got a gift. Everyone on this planet is gifted to do something, whether it's wash dishes or send rockets up into the sky. Everyone is gifted to do something. When you can connect that with your passion and your purpose, baby, nobody can stop you. And I honestly believe that that's where I'm headed. And today was the affirmation that God is on board and He's behind that. So my mom passed away in 2016, but she is with me in my heart, and I've got a little blue urn with just a little bit of her. She was a big girl, so it was probably just like her little toe or something like that, but she's coming with me, and my mom and I are going to live in Paris. I can't afford a place with a basement, so she's going to be on the mantle or a shelf or something, on the counter or something, but I've worked hard my entire adult life, and God has blessed me with some amazing things. Now I'm actually looking forward to working hard to actually achieve my dreams, to live in Paris, be a famous entertainer, a creative person, a full-time creative person, and to bring joy and comfort to everyone that hears my voice or reads something that I write, and know that I'm doing God's will, and knowing that the blessings that I receive will in turn bless you. And that is the reason for all of this. So God bless and have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.